Hey guys, so today on Brittany's bridal series, I'm going to be doing these really adorable kind of teacup candles. I'm going to be using them as part of our centerpiece. So if you're interested in learning how to make these cute little teacup candles, just keep on watching. I'm just in the middle of making some awesome teacup candles for my wedding. I've got all of my little shavings here that I shaved off of just a candle I bought from the dollar store. I think it was soy based, but that doesn't really matter as long as it's a solid one. It has a solid color in it. These ones are just kind of a cream color. So this one is almost done. It's got the wick and it's just hardening, and it's got the knife here just stabilizing the wick, making sure it stays in the same spot. This one I just poured, so that's kind of the difference. And I've just got the wick there. You can see it's not perfectly straight, but that's okay for this project. But the wick is down at the bottom, and then I have it up in the middle there, secure just with a piece of tape. The very best way to do this is actually to have a dot of some hot glue or a really strong tape and tape it to the bottom first, the wick, and then pour the wax in, and then have this stabilized with either wrapped around a pencil if you have a loose wick, or if, like me, these ones are already wax coated, but actually just cut out of the candles and reused, so you don't have to buy anything else new, which is awesome. Yeah, so I just kind of tape these to the side because they're already pretty stiff. And these are all my other beautiful finds that I found at their store. Isn't this one gorgeous? This is bone china. This one is Queen Anne, made in England. I just love them so much. I got like a cottage one. Oh, they're so cute. I just love them. And then these are the matching saucers. I'm going to put them on. And we'll go over to my stove. And this is what I'm doing. I think it's called a double boiler, where you have a bunch of water. It's boiling on high. And you can actually do it on medium too, but my oven's kind of low, so I put it on high. And then I just have a strainer on top here so that the steam can come through. I've got my little bowl that won't melt. It's made out of glass, like porcelain. And I've got all of my different wax shavings, and this bowl gets extremely hot, so make sure you don't stick your face near the steam here, and wear your mittens, your oven mitts, whenever you're gonna take this out. But once this is all melted, then you kind of bring it over here, have a firm grip on it. I used my spoon just to stir in the last little chunks that were taking a long time, and pour it on in. Your wick is already glued in and set there. And this is what they look like when we just let them dry. So this is a fun little project. I'll show you guys the before and after at the end of it. And yeah, it's such a cute little idea. I'm doing a very kind of rustic, kind of tea party, and just pastel colors. As you can see, they all have pastel kind of colors on them. That's the sort of theme for my wedding, so these will be so cute on the table. And we're gonna either have a teapot in the center with flowers, or have like a little milk jug, but that kind of theme. So excited! And I love making candles. I haven't made them in a long time. There's also a million options. I could do a whole video on it where you just put in a little bit of essential oil, or just a certain smell like that. Even the perfumes work for this, but I like essential oils because then it doesn't add any pollutants into the air when you're burning it. If you want to make them colored, I would melt down crayons with it. Food coloring doesn't work. You have to have an actual kind of wax dye. So I would just get some crayons at the dollar store for $1. Cut them up and just make them kind of all chopped up like this. And then melt them with your wax as you're melting on the double boiler, and that will integrate the color, and that's how you get different colored of these. You can even do it in layers too, which I can show you sometime. Is you let one layer dry, small layer, and then you can do a different color, put that on top of the dry layer, let that dry, put a different color on top, and then you get a multi-layered, even multi-scented if you wanted to, candle. You can even put little tiny charms to find in there. Just a million things you can do with candles. I love candle art. I used to do this all the time. So I just wanted to give you guys a couple little tips that I learned along the way making candles. Everything is super hot, so please try not to burn yourself. Candle wax really hurts. So just be careful and always use your kind of oven mitts and everything. But my tip here is that you see this candle is in the middle of the setting. And this one is a little bit more dry but not completely set yet. Just let them be until they are completely set. Don't move them because the wick might go crazy. The wick might move around and stuff if they're not completely dry, because sometimes they look like they're done and they're not. You can kind of see these are dried now, but it kind of dips. I don't know if you can see, but it kind of dips in the center. A way to stop this in your candles is wait for this to completely dry and then just melt a little bit more wax and pour it in, and then it should be all level. So I did that a little bit with some of the other guys here. I'll have to go in and pour some in the center on this one, but it just makes it more even. And you can also heat this up in the microwave. I'd say do it about a minute at a time. For a quite big bowl, it took me about 4 minutes in my microwave, but every microwave is different. So yeah. But these are just my basic little ones for my table at the wedding. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have an amazing day. So these are the before. Gorgeous and just basic. Clean. I washed them all so there's no grease or anything. So this is the semi-final product. I've got to add a little bit more wax in here, but you can kind of get the idea. And it looks so cute. And then you just light this candle and it's just like a quaint little tea set. It's so adorable. I just trimmed my wick and it's ready to light. Another quick tip I forgot to add is you see sometimes it can be a little bit rough on the top in some spots. What you do is try not to light the wick so it remains kind of pristine and pretty looking, but just take your lighter or take like a match or whatever and just kind of melt the outside here a little bit. And that will just smooth it all out. Whenever it hardens again, it'll be completely smooth. So there's another little helpful tip.